You know that one friend who never really got out of the whole 2009, emo phase? Still goes on Facebook and posts pictures of their new piercings and chokers with the little spikes on them. Yeah, that's Icy Narco. And if you actually have a friend like that, you might want to get them help. They're likely also a furry on the low. They probably haven't told you, but just keep on the lookout for that. Icy Narco is a rapper from Miami, Florida, and damn, another one from Florida. Can I just say Florida is putting out a large amount of the newer rappers of this generation? I mean, like X, Ski, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, Denzel Curry. Florida's kind of a hot spot right now, but I digress. Icy Narcos from Miami, Florida, and he is he's the same but different, and I'll explain what that means exactly. His music's not like crazy different from what we can expect from rappers of this generation. Nice beats with relatively simple lyrics. I will say, as you move towards some of his newer material, his topics get a little bit less predictable. I should probably also, mention that he doesn't have a lot out. His Spotify page has all of 3 songs, and he's got a couple features on Spotify too, and his SoundCloud page has exactly 8 tracks. So, his discography is very concentrated right now. I will say that. He said in a Double XL interview that he's got more than 150 tracks in the vault, and that most of the stuff that's out is from like half a year ago, and now he's kind of progressed, and if people are messing with what he's got out now, then what he's got in the vault's sure to be a smash, right? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. From what I've seen from him so far, he's not completely trash. And that's kind of surprising for myself. I'm usually very negative about some of the newer rappers that come out in this generation and follow most of the trends, but even though he follows these trends, he kind of finds space to branch out just a little bit. Obviously, there are the typical Lil Pump, Ski comparisons, but if you look at some of his newer stuff, he does a decently good job of finding his own lane a little bit. I would still draw the Lil Pump comparisons, even the Ski Mask ones. Those ones do fit too with some of the flows that he uses. But if you look at his newer tracks, like take his track The Other Side, for example, his most popular track on his Spotify, it is real spacey and echoey. It kind of gives me some Travis Scott vibes, and if that's what the rest of these 150 tracks he's got stacked up sound like, then I would be glad for him to drop them. Honestly, you kind of gotta be honest with yourself. You can only handle so many trap rappers that sound like Pump, or that sound like Perp, or that sound like X, or that sound like Ski, or that sound like the Migos, or that sound like 90% of the newer artists that are coming out now. You can only handle so many of them. And as we've kind of already seen with artists like Kid Buu, just imitating them doesn't necessarily make them good. It kind of just gets them attention. However, if Other Side is any indication of what Icy Narco has in his back pocket, I would say there's actually real potential here. Not saying he's like amazing or anything, but he's good, Like, yeah, I don't know how else to say it. There's nothing too complicated behind him. He's not super intricate or methodical, or he's no genius, but he does what he does good. I will point out that some of his more early stuff, like You or Viagra, Niagara, or Thump It Out, are basic, like the definition of basic, like they are bare minimum almost. And while some of them are still catchy, it's still you know what I'm saying? Like, and not even necessarily catchy enough for a replay. Some of them are just catchy enough to be bearable. Like let me explain what I mean. Take Viagra Niagara, for example. He does this weird, like, it's not gotten to the point of full-on screaming quite yet, which, I mean, he does do some screaming tracks, and I mean, they work. It's definitely not bad, but on Viagra Niagara, he's like halfway to the screaming point, but not fully committed, and it, like I said, it's bearable. It's catchy to the point of being bearable, but it is not amazing, if that makes any sense. Like, all of the music aside, though, I must say I do like his image. I love the blue dreads. I like them. I mess with them heavy. He kind of reminds me of, like, if Sub-Zero was a rapper. He's really pushing the ice theme. I'm curious how long and how dedicated he will be to that. I mean, I couldn't imagine him changing his name from Icy Narco. I just want to know if every video is gonna be like cold looking. I don't know. I'm curious how long he's gonna run with that.
I'm Icy Narco, and I'm gonna tell you who I am.
The outfit, the fit is fire right now. I'm really feeling the full-on blue. I mean, I kind of feel like he's kind of stuck to either blue or black, because anything else really is gonna just clash like hell with those dreads. But
A very icy sound, unique, legendary sound.
what does an icy sound mean exactly? Like I get that's your theme, I get that's your whole shtick, but what does it mean for your sound to be icy? I'm genuinely curious.
So I thought, hey, I'm gonna finally get a job. See her stop crying, do something different, you know what I'm saying? So that was my first job, and that was around the time I got into a relationship with the girl I fell in love with. So it was just a sucky situation, because I was working in Cold Stone.
He was working at Cold Stone, and he's Icy Narco. Bro, I feel like he had this plan from the start. He had this all planned from the start. He knew he was gonna be Icy Narco, so he worked at Cold Stone. He probably got the job at like 20 different Burger Kings, but would not stop applying until he got the job at a Cold Stone, just to keep the image. I respect it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm 100% drug free. I don't need that shit, man. I'm a leader. Sometimes it's a good remedy to numb the pain, but it's not gonna make your problems go anywhere. Drugs can relieve stress and make you feel better during bad times, but it won't fix the problem that made you feel that type of way. So imagine if you just don't take the drug and then find a solution for your problem.
Wow. I was not expecting this. I gotta say, I respect him a lot more after that. Despite his music being kind of sort of a little bit basic, he does have some depth to him. I will admit that. I'm genuinely curious to hear some of this new music, because seeing the interview has really changed my perspective of him a little bit. His music's still kind of basic at this point, but, you know, hearing how much he's kind of boost it up. This unreleased music, it must have something of substance. So when he drops that, I'll be on the lookout. Icy Narco definitely isn't complete trash quite yet. We still need to hear the rest of that music. But what do you think? Is he trash? Is he not trash? Let me know.